I've got bruised
The
ribs and all
latest
the
story.
tissue in between it is bruised. I'll be right back. No, they didn't give me a prescription because I AMA'd because they wanted me to go in the hospital immediately because of my stroke, and I told them I couldn't. I'll tell you about that in a second. I'll be
Now, Michelle hurt her ribs, and she's been to the ER and got some morphine, and now she's in pain.
right back. No. Ouch. Ouch.
Remember all those ouches later.
Didn't work. And then they give me morphine and it worked. But um um then the doctor came in and he's like, hold on.
The doctor came in and he was like, "What, Michelle? Are you making the story up as you go?"
I can't see anything. Are you So they gave me morphine and it worked. And then the doctor came in and he's like, I went to the ER for my ribs. Um, I went to the ER for my ribs because I fell, 2 nights ago and I hurt myself. And, yeah. And so, they did a CAT scan and they told me that my ribs weren't broken, but they were bruised and the tissue in between them were bruised. And so the doctor came in and he's like, "Well, good news is your ribs aren't broken." And he said, "But the bad news is you are about to have a stroke." And I was like, "What?" And he said, "Yeah, your red blood cells are enlarged again, and you've got too many in your body." And so, he's like, "We need to admit you right now." And I was like, "Well, you can't admit me." And he's like, "Well, we need to admit you because you're about to have a stroke." And I was like, "You can't admit me." And he's like, "Well, we need to." And I said, "But my dogs are home, and I haven't even fed them this morning."
You can't admit me to the hospital for a stroke because I need to feed my dogs. Who's going to feed your dogs if you die, Michelle? Who's going to feed them then? Do you not have one friend? Anyone that can come feed your dogs? You AMA'd yourself out of the hospital when he said you were going to have a stroke?
I went to the hospital at 6 o'clock, and they haven't even eaten. And he's like, "Well, your dogs will be fine for a day." And I'm like, "Dude, what are you talking about?" And he's like, "Well, do you want to die?" And I was like, "Well, I'm sorry, you don't understand." I was like, "I can't just leave my dogs in the house with no food and no water." And he's like, "Well, you need to be admitted right now." And I said, "So you're telling me, nobody had a key to my house, Anna?" And I was like, "Nobody has a key to my house. They haven't even eaten." I was like, "I can't just leave my dogs in the house without any food or water."
Oh my gosh. What stroke patient, already previously a stroke patient, is really going to tell the doctor I don't have time to come in the hospital today because I need to go feed my dogs. Seriously.
And he's like, well, what's more important in your life or your dogs? And I'm like, seriously,
Should have listened to the doctor. Old common sense coming through again, but not for you.
my dogs. And he's like, and he said, well, you know, you're not, if you die, your dogs are going to starve if you're at home. And I was like, well, that's a chance I'm going to take. And so, I'm hurting so bad. And
That's got to be one of the most stupid statements I've ever heard in my life.
so I'm like, I have to go home. And so, Jen, you wouldn't have got in my house. You would have had to break a window, and then my alarm system would have gone off, right? And the cops would have come. And so,
Because she couldn't stop by the hospital where you're at and get your key. Why is this so simple to me?
I was like, I have to go home. And he's like, um, yeah, I know. Um, and I was just like, I have to go home. Well, I understand that I need to listen to the doctor, but I also have two animals that need food and water, right? Um,
I can't even.
and he's like, but you need to be admitted. And I said, okay, I get it that I need to be admitted, but I'm going home because I have to take care of my dogs. And so, but he's like, you need to be admitted in the hospital. And so, I was like, okay, so when I come back to the hospital, can I just go back through the emergency room? And he's like, no, you have to go through the procedure of being checked back in the emergency room. And so when I walked, there was nobody when I got there at 6 something in the morning. I'm gonna tell you, Shorty. I'll tell you. So when I got there at like 6 in the morning, I'm going first thing in the morning. I don't remember what my blood pressure was, but it was crazy, crazy high.
How did you just come from the hospital and you don't remember what your blood pressure is? You're a stroke patient. Are you serious? You can remember exactly what happened 28 years ago. And you can remember exactly how much child support your ex husband was ordered. But you can't remember what your blood pressure was 2 hours ago in the ER. Sounds legit.
But when they drew the blood is when they saw all the red blood cells and the big clots. Um,
And you said, let me go home and feed my dogs and get on live.
so they told me I had to check back in through the emergency room like I did this morning. And yeah, I can't just drop everything on fucking single, right? And so they told me that I had to check back in. And so when I went back out of the emergency room about 1 o'clock, I don't remember what time I called Valentina. There was like 50 people in there. And it's Friday, so everybody wants to like get their drugs and stuff with all these fake ailments.
Including you, apparently, because you went there, got morphine, and signed yourself out.
And so I'm gonna wake up around 6 o'clock in the morning, and then I'm gonna let them admit me in the hospital. So I guess my life. Well, I'm sorry. I have to take garbage out. I have to sweep my floors. I have to feed and water my dogs. They're gonna be here by themselves, and so I have to
Because someone who's had a stroke previously is like, I need to take my garbage out.
feed and water them, and they're gonna Bootsy. The emergency room is so packed right now. I'm gonna be sitting there for 6 hours to get back into the hospital. Do you understand? I'm gonna go to sleep.
At least if you have a stroke, you'll already be at the hospital, right? Because you're getting ready to have a stroke, right? 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 Right?
And I'm gonna wake up early in the morning when there's nobody in the ER, and I'm gonna check myself in the ER first thing in the morning. Okay, sweeping can wait, but my dog's being fed can't. Do you understand? I'm doing what's best for me. I'm trying to stay calm. I'm not sitting in the ER with 50 people there. It makes no sense. My back hurts really bad. And oh, you're going to come sit. Well, that would be really cool, Jen. That'd be really cool because I'm definitely going to be there overnight. Jen, that would be awesome. No, my dogs would be fine. My dogs will be fine. They're going to do a lot more than remove a pint. They have to, yeah, they're gonna have to do more than that. They're gonna have to run some antibiotics and stuff. Okay, that would be cool if you came and sat with me, Jen, because I'm gonna be bored as hell. Maybe we can do it live together from the hospital. Um,
Still worried about doing lives and could die. You know, what's important to you? Doing a live.
I just need to stay calm. Um, uh, I can't board my dogs. I
Hold up. Hold on. Stop the presses. You can't board your dogs, but you can board your children, right? You can't board your dogs, but you can board your children. That says something, doesn't it?
can't board my dogs. They'll be better just here. And proud of you.
I just want to take a little break here to ask you if you remember all that oohing and ahhing. Look, you guys, it's a
Hold
miracle.
on, she already smelled them.
She's cured. Look, she's fine. Look, she's not in pain no
Can
more.
Can you see her?
She can move her
Oh,
arms.
yeah.
She can do all that.
You good girl.
You said thank you.
Remember, her back
She
was
did.
killing her. Her ribs were
That
bruised
is
and
so
she was
cool.
owing.
I'm gonna put those rocks out.
Remember earlier, her back was killing her. Her ribs were bruised and she was in so much pain. Apparently, it's a miracle. She's all fixed. She's better now. Watch her take this box of rocks and chuck it to the side and then pick up her camera without making a single whimper. Nothing wrong with her. It's a miracle, y'all.
That is so cool.
Didn't hurt.
Oh no.
Oh no, that didn't hurt either.
Sorry.
Picked it right
You're
up.
good.
See that? Not hurt all of a sudden. Isn't that something? If she ever tells the truth, I won't have no reason to make a video. Anyway, until we come back to you again, ma'am, deuces.